What's up, everybody? It's your girl D here, and welcome to 3D Rivals, your first line of defense against stupid movies. As always, I am joined by my brother Derek.
What's up, everybody?
And this week we are discussing Goldeneye. In honor of the 60th anniversary of the James Bond movies, we decided to review Goldeneye. Why didn't we do Dr. No? I don't know, but whatever. We chose Goldeneye this week. Goldeneye came out in 1995. It was sort of a renaissance or resurgence of the Bond movies after about 6 years of no movies.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you remember what was the year the last one came out? Because I know Never Say Never, but that's not in the canon.
It's not canon. Yeah. So I do believe it would have been 1980.
Is it 88?
88, I think, with The Living Daylights, which I think is probably one of the ones I haven't seen.
I don't think I've seen that one either.
Yeah, The Living Daylights was the last one with Timothy Dalton.
Okay.
Then it was a 6 years hiatus, which would have been the longest one.
No, Never Say Never
was like
89.
89, yeah.
Yeah, and that was like the last Sean Connery.
Yeah, but they say
it wasn't in canon.
It doesn't count. I don't care. I enjoy that movie.
Yeah.
Canon or not canon, it's a good movie.
It is. It is a good movie.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was a big gap between Bond movies. Made a big deal when Pierce Brosnan was announced because they actually wanted him back in the early 80s to be Bond.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about it a little bit more later. So he comes on, basically whole new cast, a whole new Bond, whole new feel to it. And it started off well. And then Pierce Brosnan was done in by bad writing and direction. I think he was a good Bond that got screwed over by bad movies.
Yeah, I feel like that was the trend of movies in the 90s. It's like I felt like everyone just decided to be like, okay, let's not be so serious and just everything is silly.
Yeah, and it just got sillier and sillier, and it's just like no one said we wanted it. Like you went from the grungy 80s to let's just be dumb.
Everything is lighthearted.
They did the same thing with Batman, and it's just like, how do we go from Batman Returns, which was weird, to Batman Forever, and then you got dumber in Batman and Robin?
Yes.
Just, I don't know what they were doing in the 90s, but I'm glad
James Bond progressively did the same thing.
Yeah, progressively did the same thing, got sillier and sillier. The movies got worse and worse as it went on. Until it got rebooted in 2006. With Casino Royale, was it 2006?
Wow, and we just did that.
We did. I don't remember what year it was, but whatever.
I think it was 2006.
Yeah. So this movie was kind of the comeback for James Bond. They did want to go because, again, it got real campy in the 70s. The 80s was a little darker, but I don't think people really liked Timothy Dalton as Bond. Understandable. He doesn't really look like a Bond. It wasn't because it was gritty or whatever. That part I enjoy. I just don't think he was a good James Bond.
Right.
And I mean, I am based on the fact that I only seen one of the two movies he was in.
A License to Kill.
Yeah, and I probably my first time watching it was about a year ago.
Okay.
So, but still, it was like I don't know. He wasn't a James Bond, and that movie wasn't a real James Bond movie. Honestly, it just didn't feel like a Bond movie at all.
I can get that.
Yeah. So, but this movie did. I thought it started like this movie is great to me.
Yeah, I really like it.
I think it started off well. They introduced some things like Judi Dench as M.
Yes, because she replaced the other guy.
Yeah.
Was he also M too?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes, so she replaced M.
Okay.
So I'm guessing M is a code name, but everyone else, like Moneypenny, is still Moneypenny, even though it's a completely different person.
Yes. Yeah, Moneypenny has been a different person.
Yeah.
So maybe Moneypenny is a code name.
You think Money? No, because this is where we get into issues. I'm going to say absolutely not. If Moneypenny's a code name, then James Bond's a code name, and absolutely not. Okay. We are not doing that. That internet theory is not a thing.
Well, maybe M and Moneypenny is the same as 007. Anyone can be a 007.
Okay.
But there's only one James Bond.
But why does Moneypenny, the secretary, needs a code name?
I mean, you're right, but I'm like, it has been a different person.
Yeah, you just pretend like it's... But see, here's my thing. This is all in the same universe.
It is.
So, okay. No.
But M was a guy and I was a woman.
Okay, because M is a code name. Okay. Because they made it clear in Spectre or no Skyfall
Skyfall.
was M was getting replaced by the new guy,
Yeah.
whatever his name was.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
M
So
is the
maybe her
Kodak.
name is just Moneypenny.
Her name is Moneypenny.
Okay.
I'm sure of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I thought the introduction of her was good. I really liked her as M.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
I think she'd own that role. I also like how she kind of basically put Bond in his place,
Mm-hmm.
which was I thought was pretty great. You know, just like you're kind of an awful person, and she called him out on it, which is good job because he is an awful person, honestly.
Yes.
Yeah. If I want to say one thing that's kind of wonky with this movie is the CGI. Just
Yeah, but I mean, was there really great CGI in the 90s?
Terminator 2,
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
I don't understand why those two movies, which came out 4 years prior, had good CGI, but then
But look at those directors, though.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess I just noticed it. I'm like, it's just a satellite in the sky. Why is this so bad looking?
I didn't realize on how bad it looked until like watching it, and I was like, "Wow."
Yeah, it's not good.
But at the time, I didn't think of it being that bad.
True enough. It at the time I didn't notice it, but if I was gonna put it side by side with Terminator 2, I'd have been like, "Wow, that's not good," because it's not good. But yeah. So that's probably my biggest gripe with the movie. I did find the girl Natalia. That was her name? Whatever.
Yeah, on the top.
No. On the top was the villain.
Oh, Xena on the top.
Yeah, no, not her.
Natalia.
Yeah.
I got you.
I found her kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But besides that, I think this is a solid movie that, I don't know, 20 years later is still a solid movie. 25 years later, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. The video game is listed as one of the top video games of all time.
Yeah. I mean, even like people still today
they just re-released it. I think it was this year.
They're going to re-release it.
Oh, they're going to. Okay.
Which is crazy because they re-released it in 2008. And then I was like, so you're re-releasing it again? I guess
it's 15 years later.
For all the new consoles. Because I mean, I have the re-release GoldenEye.
Okay.
On the PS4 or 3? Must be 3.
If it's 2008, it's 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I have it on the PS3, and I'm guessing for all the people who never played the PS3, which is sad for my heart.
Yeah, but I mean, it's possible.
It's sad for my heart because I'm like, wow, I'm old because I remember buying my PS3.
Yeah, me too.
Because it was probably like my first solo major purchase.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I bought that with like a bunch of games and then never played it, but that's another story. So I was like, oh wow, they're re-releasing this again, which I think is pretty good. And what's great about that game is that it kind of pioneered a lot of things that we didn't really have a ton of back in the day, like first person shooters, the co-op mode the way it was. Things like
multiplayer mode.
Yeah, things like if you shot a person in the arm, they reacted with their arm.
Yeah.
Bullet holes in the wall, stuff like that. Putting people's faces, even though it didn't look great.
Yeah, the pixels.
Yeah, the pixels were strong. There was a lot of rectangles and triangles.
Yeah.
But it did a lot of things that kind of pioneered the rest of the video games in the future.
Yes.
Which was, I mean, for 1995 was a big deal.
Yeah. You probably can say that without GoldenEye, you don't have Call of Duty.
Yeah, Call of Duty, Halo, Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it definitely
Halo
pioneered a lot of, because you had so many people saying like, I remember playing this with my friends, staying up all night playing this game together. Which is sad that we don't have couch co-ops like that anymore.
Yeah.
Where you can sit side by side with your sibling, your friends, whoever, and just play a video game.
Yeah.
Like
now everyone needs a console and a TV.
Yeah, you got to be
even
online.
If you're in the same room.
Yeah, and I'm just like, whatever happened to a person you can touch sitting next to you while you guys are arguing, eating Skittles, playing video games.
Yes.
Just kids will not know the joy that what's that like? It being 3-4 a.m. You're doing nothing but eating junk and playing video games.
Yeah.
You guys are missing out. You guys are missing out.
Yeah.
But so this movie kind of set the tone for the new Bond movies. That video game was, still considered one of the best video games ever. Set the tone. So this movie is just, it had a lot going for it.
It did.
It did.
It did. It was easy to follow. The story made sense. I mean, of course, you know, the villain domination of why they want to do stuff throughout the Bond series is just dumb. It's just evil villain dumb stuff. But I'm like, the story was easy to follow. It wasn't like out of place or nothing. So it was just like, you didn't have a point where, sometimes in the movie you just like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
But it's like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, even though it's just like, this is your plan.
The plan is dumb.
At no point did I ever like watch this movie. I'm like, well, this is dumb. Like I never feel like this is stupid.
Yeah.
Or there was no point in the movie where it's just like I didn't want to watch it anymore. Because sometimes you can watch a movie and you're just like, this part of the movie I can go do something for 10 minutes and come back.
Yep. Yeah.
Just it didn't have any of those slow, stupid moments for me. Yeah, it was solid. And actually, the director of this movie directed Casino Royale when they did their comeback. So it was just like if Bond wanted to do a comeback, this is the guy you get to do it, apparently.
Okay.
So, maybe they'll call him again.
Maybe he'll do it again. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I thought that was pretty good. Yeah, there's just from beginning to end, like, well, maybe we should, kind of give you the plot of the movie. So basically, Goldeneye is like a computer satellite thing that controls stuff. It does everything. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it can be an EMP, and then we can use that to blow things up. But then basically, he want to use this EMP satellite thing so he can shut down computers, so he can rob banks.
Yes.
That's what it boiled down to.
That's what it boiled down to. Shut the computers down so he can take everybody's information from the bank and put it into his account, and he will have all their money electronically.
Yeah, that's it. So the villain was, I guess, a twist.
Oh, yeah, because it was 006.
He was 006 who died, and then turns out he didn't really die, and he was a traitor, and at the end, but it didn't really matter because, like, Bond wasn't going to kill him.
Right.
Because even Natalia asked, like, would you do it? He's like, that's the nature of the game. Like, I kill people for a living. When it comes down to it, I will absolutely take this guy out. And I didn't really notice this until today when I was watching it. I was like, oh, yeah, he just dropped that guy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah. I mean, like, it's just like, James Bond kills, but he was just like, nah, I'm going to let you go.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's kind of dirty.
Yeah. Yeah, he just let him go.
Yeah. So, yeah, Natalia, it was the computer programmer that they needed in order to shut the program down because Bond doesn't know computers. Then you had on the top who was an assassin who kills people with her thighs.
Yeah. She crushes their ribs.
She's a straight up freak. Like,
yeah.
If you guys have not seen this movie, you would have to see what I'm saying. Well, like, she just...
Yeah, because that... I would say Pierce Brosnan was the start of the continuous one-liners throughout the movie.
Yeah.
So it was like him fighting her in the spa and finally gets her off of him, and then he just pulled his gun out. No more foreplay. And I was just like, it was a bunch of one-liners in this movie.
It was a bunch, but it's just his delivery of them. Even though in your brain you're like, for real, dude.
Yeah,
it's just
his delivery is good.
His delivery is so cool. It's just like, all right, I'm gonna let that go.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's just like no more foreplay. Like, bruh, that's what you got out that scene.
Yeah,
because that was a little weird.
Yeah,
it was very weird.
Yeah, because like even in the beginning. Like when him and Alex was, supposed to detonate the place and blow it up or whatever. And it's like when the guys bust through the door or whatever, and it was just like, Alex, there's a draft in here.
Yeah.
And it's just like, really?
Yeah. 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 A lot of corny one-liners that only he can get away with.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know what I thought about that scene with him and the girl in the pool? How did they all get their clothes back on?
Right.
Because it's like he has a gun on her. So then he's like, hurry up and get dressed while I point this gun at you.
Uh-huh.
Then don't kill me while I
I
get dressed.
yeah. Right, because he has to put the gun
Because he
down
has
and
to,
get dressed.
yes.
Yeah.
Because it's extremely hard to put pants on with one hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how he got dressed.
Just doesn't make sense.
It's things like that I guess you're just supposed to excuse. But yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I
because
already.
she's an assassin. As soon as
Exactly.
you take that gun off of her, she's either running or attacking you.
She's
again.
going to kill him because she's a freak for murder,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, hold on. Like, they got fully dressed in a car, and it just, there's no way. And I can't let that go because I let the whole thing with the dam go because he skydives down and down, which, by the way, opening scene is fantastic.
Yeah.
Right? He comes, he's running alone, he skies down, which I believe they said was done for real.
Oh, okay.
Dropped about 750 feet or whatever. So he's like, ooh, cool. So he does all of that. He goes down, he gets into the secret base, which apparently was inside of this dam or whatever. And then somehow he ends up on top of the mountain.
Yes.
To when everything is exploding, so he can jump off the mountain. Also, another cool scene.
Yes.
To catch a falling airplane.
Yes. One, he's in it. He chasing after the airplane in a motorcycle.
Yep.
The distance of the airplane and motorcycle, he does not make it at that point at all. But then he's diving to the falling airplane, catches up with it, gets in it, and pulls the plane up before it crashes.
So ridiculous.
That doesn't happen. The plane hits the ground before he even gets in the plane.
I'm honestly, there's no way he's catching up with this plane to me. Just absolutely. Now, cool scene.
Very cool scene.
Cool scene.
Very
It
cool
just,
scene.
he's not doing this. I'm
No.
sorry. There's just no way.
That plane hits the ground.
Yes, and there's also, it doesn't make any sense how he was on top of a dam, he jumped to the bottom, and he somehow ended on top of a mountain.
Yes.
Doesn't make any sense. Especially when through the whole scene, he kept going down.
Yeah.
And then it's like, how are we on top of this mountain, and where did the dam go?
I don't know. Maybe they ended up on the other side.
Okay, sure. Whatever. So I let that logic go. I'm not going to let the logic go on how they both got their clothes back on.
Okay.
Just, I can't do it.
Okay.
I'm sorry. But, so yeah, there's things like that just doesn't quite make sense. But besides that, I think it is a very solid film. I think we covered most of the plot, right? I mean, it's a simple movie.
Yeah, that was the reason on why he 006 wanted Goldeneye.
Yeah.
Natalia got in it because she was a computer programmer for the Russian government.
Yeah, and so
they wanted that information.
They had to steal the Goldeneye from her stuff, and everyone was supposed to be dead, but she hid out and
lived,
survived.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Boris was supposed to be a better hacker, which was her brother.
No, it was just some guy she worked with.
Okay. And they kidnapped him so they can use him to use his programming so it won't trace back to them that they're the ones that did the hacking of shutting it down. But I was like, he's not needed because everybody knows is you guys.
Yeah, there wasn't very.
Boris wasn't needed.
I honestly don't think they even really needed him. I think there was just he was convenient because he was outside when they landed. You know what I mean? So it's probably not because no, they didn't need him because the general guy who also ends up being a traitor, I guess, for the Russians, which by the way, none of these people are actually Russian in real life.
Right.
Who, it was so obvious that there was a traitor among the ranks. He's like, I'm going to investigate. I'm like, bro, we all know it's you.
Yeah.
They weren't very clandestine. I don't know why I couldn't say that, but yeah, they weren't very incognito with their plan. It was very all out in the open, which is fine. But yeah, so that's the gist of the movie, really.
Yeah, that's the gist.
Yeah, and Bond is going around different places doing different things.
Yeah. So he had his work evaluator in his car?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Okay.
So 9 years after Alec dies, in
Mm-hmm.
the mission on the dam slash mountain.
Yes.
Alec dies in there, and Bond is getting evaluated. I'm guessing M comes on the scene and she's like, "Hey, check out Bond for me. Make sure he's a good spy, I guess, or
Mm-hmm.
something."
And he's mentally sound
Yeah.
to continue.
Um, do you not know Bond by now? Like, why would you send a woman to do this?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And then
So
he started racing Xena
yeah, because
down a hill.
pretty lady in a sports car,
Right,
I
right,
must
right.
race her.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Who's her? The other lady.
Yeah, I'm like, lady. So even after all
of that,
right?
yes.
She's like, "Oh, James," and then he sees a pretty girl in another car, starts chasing her down a mountain,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, "Well, who that?" And he's like, "Your replacement."
Yeah.
And then
Mm-hmm.
after you was like, "I don't want to play this game anymore,"
Right.
you still sleep with him.
Yes. And I was just like, her attitude changed because this dude pulled out a bottle of Dom Perignon. Like, come on.
Just, I mean, maybe it's
And that just ran. I'm like, who has that in the car? Just randomly.
James
I was
Bond
hoping
does.
that we can open this.
Yes. First of all, she needs to ask herself, how many girls has he done that to?
Yes.
How many girls are like, first of all, if you got a champagne cooler in your car, you a straight up freak.
Yes.
And if I was going to see that, I'm like, nah. This is way too convenient.
Right.
You've done this way too many times.
Yes.
She's like, oh, James.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so you're not doing your job anymore.
Right.
Just,
Yeah. Yeah, because he said something about him being able to pass.
yeah. Someone like, I'll give you a thorough evaluation.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Lady. M should have read that report like, absolutely not. He's
Right.
still mentally unstable.
Right.
He can't fight crime with us.
Yeah.
Just, seriously, they need to send the burliest, sweatiest guy to James.
Right.
And just make him just super hairy and sweaty and dress him in nothing but his drawers. Just make him just the most unattractive thing to James possible. Them are the only people. His doctors are never females. The psychiatrists are never females because it never ends well.
Yeah. I thought the back and forth with him and Moneypenny was funny.
I really did. I really like the chemistry between him and Moneypenny in this movie. It was kind of like they didn't miss a beat from the previous movies.
Yeah.
Because in Craig's movies, I do not like that relationship between him and that.
Well, I felt like Craig really didn't have a good relationship with any. Like, I didn't even feel like he had a good chemistry with him.
Well, I did in the Skyfall. Like at the end when it was just like, oh, hey, we're finally getting along. Now you're dead. Sorry if you didn't see Skyfall. Yeah, but yeah, I just felt like Craig didn't have a good chemistry with Naomi, whatever her name is.
Mm-hmm.
I really should know people's names and I don't. I apologize. But in this movie, even though the scene was very short, I thought they did have I like that banter between them. Is exactly how it was in the old movies.
And she was like, she got a date.
Yeah.
And he was like, you think I would come to work dressed up?
Right, just for you?
Just for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, dang, what did he? Oh, she made mention of, she was like, this would be sexual harassment. And he like, so what is the penalty for that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And then he was like, well, after you. She was like, no, after you. I insist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you ain't about to have me walk in front of you so you can check me out.
Exactly. Yeah. She's like, yeah, you never had me.
Right.
Just like, whew. So yeah, no, just great scene. Like she was in 3 minutes worth of the movie, but it was a good 3 minutes.
Yeah. But I mean, like, even in the older movies, like the banter between James Bond and Moneypenny, it's cool.
Yeah. So as I was saying before, same Moneypenny, just a different face.
Yeah.
So even though we got new characters, I think Bill Tanner was also a replacement. He first showed up in The Living Daylights. No.
No, it might have been before that. I thought he was in one of the Roger Craigs.
For Roger Craig.
Roger
A View
Moore.
to a Kill, I think, is when Bill Tanner first showed up.
Okay.
I think. You guys can yell at me about how wrong I am about that later.
Right.
But so same characters, new faces. Only repeat was Q from the original movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which even then that was pretty good. I did like the scenes with Q and him getting his gadgets and whatnot. So yeah.
Yeah. But I was just like, he kept on saying bring the things back in one piece, but I'm like, You gave him an exploding pen. How does that coming back?
Mm.
I'm like, so you want him to bring the belt and the watch back?
Maybe it was the belt and the watch and the
Uh,
car.
well, yeah, I know it was always the cars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Now that, yes, that can be very expensive.
Yes.
But I always find this when he gets to the part with the sandwich. Because he grabs a sandwich and is like, what is this? And he was like, get your hands off of this. This is my lunch.
Yeah. Just like, why would that sandwich be anything?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. And then I was like, I don't know if I want to eat that sandwich now. Because I'm like, his hands was all over it because he just examining it like, what is this? And he's
Yeah.
just like,
He definitely was flopping that sandwich.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
what is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you do not know where James' hands has been.
Yeah. And so him and Natalia, they slept together like 3 times in this
Oh,
movie.
they was definitely taking their time with this mission. I'm like,
Yeah,
so are
because it was
you?
like it was like the whole train incident.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was just like, this was really bad with the 90s. I was like, men just don't respect women. Because it was like, Alex was just over here, you're going to soon like me soon enough. And like, just snatches her up and kiss her. And I'm just like,
Yeah. Like, bruh.
okay, well, this is rape.
Not cool. Yeah, no, James was taking his sweet time trying to
Yeah.
find that satellite.
Yes.
I was like, are we on a clock or not?
Right.
Just-
Right. Because they definitely made that Cuban trip like a honeymoon.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just like, oh, okay, so we just gonna take our time because you took your time after the train, then you was there, then you had time to sit by the water and
Yeah.
ponder life.
Yeah.
And then she was like, you're a stone cold killer, and he's like, well, yeah,
Yeah.
right. And still, they didn't get around to searching for the satellite
'cause
until
then
the
next
day.
day, and then they in the bed.
Yeah, just
Then
like
the next scene, they on the beach. I'm like,
well, that makes me think, Alec, would it take you so long? Because James is taking his time.
He's taking his time. Right. Then when they finally, oh, this is why we couldn't find it. Were you looking?
He was not looking.
You were not looking.
He was not looking.
Y'all spent 3 days on
3
a
days.
honeymoon in Cuba. That's what y'all did.
They definitely spent 3 days in Cuba doing nothing important. Just absolutely ridiculous. Incidentally, I think there was a comic book continuation of this, like kind of to bridge the gap between this and Tomorrow Never Dies.
Okay, I think I remember that.
Apparently, Natalia leaves and marries some other guy, and I was like, well, I hope you didn't think James was going to marry you.
Bro, yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, she got her happily ever after, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because she wasn't getting it with him.
Right.
Unfortunately. Yeah, so I guess we can talk a little bit about our movie facts. We
Okay.
touched on some of the things.
All right. Random movie facts.
All right, casting.
Mm-hmm.
Liam Neeson.
As James Bond?
Uh-huh.
I could see Liam Neeson being 006.
Yeah.
I would have think that would have been cool.
Yeah, but not James
But as
Bond.
James Bond.
Like, I don't.
But you know what? I mean, he could do it. Because I'm like, all his movies are the same.
I mean, it would just be taken.
Yeah, Taken, Unknown. There's a couple of other movies. And I'm just like, these are all the same movies.
Yeah. So apparently, I don't know how true this is. He turned it down because he didn't want to do an action movie.
But he's been in action movies ever since.
Right. But before then, he hasn't been.
Okay. So he just gave in and started doing action
I
movies?
guess. But here's my thing. I don't think he looks good in a suit.
Oh, you know what? In his movies, he don't have on suits.
I need to see him in a suit.
Yeah.
It's very important you look good in a tux to be James Bond.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, the one-liners in his voice would be hilarious, though.
Yeah, isn't he Irish or something?
Yeah.
I guess technically Pierce Brosnan is also Irish.
Mm-hmm.
But his accent isn't as thick as
Yeah.
Liam Neeson's.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so we did talk a little bit about how they originally wanted Brosnan in the early 80s.
Mm-hmm.
He actually auditioned, they liked him, but at the same time he was doing a TV show called Remington Steele.
Oh, okay. I have
And
heard of that show.
I have heard of that show.
Yeah.
I have never seen it, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, never seen
Apparently it was super popular.
it. Mm-hmm.
And the show actually, it was going to get canceled, but then it got renewed, which picked up his contract again, which means that he couldn't do the movie.
Oh.
So then that's when they hired Timothy Dalton instead.
Oh, okay.
I find that really disappointing. Like, imagine Pierce Brosnan in what we're saying, like, oh, if he had better movies, put
Yeah,
him in
the Timothy Dalton
in
James
Timothy
Bonds.
Dalton
Yeah,
movies.
yeah. And it's so funny. I wasn't sure about Pierce Brosnan playing James Bond because I knew Pierce Brosnan from Mrs.
I know he was like
Doubtfire.
Mrs. Doubtfire, but he was good in Mrs.
He
Doubtfire.
was good in Mrs. Doubtfire, but I was just like, this dude being a spy because it was like my vision of James Bond was Sean Connery, so I was
Right.
just like, I don't know.
That's true.
Yeah,
He does seem just like just a nice guy.
yeah. Mrs. Doubtfire was a funny movie.
It is. You guys should see that if you haven't seen it.
Yes.
Yeah. So this was the first movie not based on a previous Ian Fleming novel,
Yeah. Yep. I
but
did know that.
Goldeneye is the name of his beach house in Jamaica.
Okay.
So there you go. It was actually Lois Maxwell, the original Moneypenny,
Mm-hmm.
idea that M could be a woman. And she came up with it because she wanted to come back as M.
Okay.
And they said, hey, we like that idea. But then they chose
then they chose Judi Dench.
They chose Judi Dench. Sorry. But I mean, Judi Dench is perfect as M.
Yeah, I like her as a.
So, I mean, sorry, Lois. This was the first Bond movie to use CGI. I'm like, that can't be true.
No, when you watch like the makings of the other James Bonds or the history of James Bond, it wasn't CGI.
No CGI.
No, it was just visual effects or them doing those
How
real
was they
stunts.
doing them little laser things?
Oh, they said the laser was real.
Huh.
Yeah, they on Goldfinger, which we should review one day.
Yes.
They said that laser was real, and that scene,
Mm-hmm.
he was really like that because they couldn't get the laser to turn off.
Oh, nice. Good job, people.
Yeah. So there was like that whole scene between him and it was like that was real because the laser malfunctioned.
I'm gonna look that up to verify.
Yeah, look it up.
I'm gonna look it up. Okay. Where do I want to go with this? Oh, so the satellite dish is actually an observatory in Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay.
Yes, interesting.
Okay.
Pierce Brosnan is afraid of heights, so the scenes on the observatory and the dam, he was just like not doing it.
Oh, so stunt double.
Yes.
Okay.
47. He killed 47 people in this movie. Highest kill count of any Bond movie.
Yeah. I do find it funny though, because even in the Daniel Craig movies, they don't show blood,
Isn't
and
that
you
crazy?
don't really realize it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just like a lot of gunshots, but not a lot of people getting shot. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
A whole bunch of people falling backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, for a guy who's just supposed to be like this stone cold assassin.
Yeah, there's no blood.
There's no blood.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like when he dropped my dude on the dam.
Yo.
Splat.
I'm going to circle back to that. I'm going to circle back to that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So apparently Pierce Brosnan hurt his hand before filming of this movie. So scenes where you see it like a close up of his hand, it's actually his son.
Okay.
I thought it was interesting, so I wrote it down.
Okay.
So yeah, not his hand.
Okay.
So this movie was obviously sponsored by BMW.
Of course.
Obviously. This was the Z3, which was a new car at the time.
Mhm.
It actually hadn't even been released yet. This was like a pre-production car.
Ah.
As told, as you haven't figured out, they would not let nothing happen to this car.
Yes.
Because nothing happened to that car. He drove it up and then drove it back away. And that was it. One of the reasons was, it's like, because Q mentioned gadgets, but we didn't see them, is because they got the car kind of late because the contracts wasn't finished. So they couldn't really put the gadgets in the car. And then, but because it was a prototype, BMW didn't want anything to happen to the car.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But they made a bunch of money off of this. It said that car sold out the day it was released, and they made $250 million in advance sales.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Good marketing.
Good job, BMW. Although I gotta say, I hate the fact that he drives BMWs. Like, it's just not a. It's like it's every man's car. Like, why is James Bond driving a BMW?
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I like BMWs.
Yeah. I like, maybe it's the handling with BMWs, and he likes to drive fast and reckless.
Look, yes, it can handle what he's doing. It doesn't look like businessmen drive BMWs, right?
Yeah.
Just I don't know. I want my assassin to not drive a BMW, I guess,
Right,
which
right.
is weird because
Because he needs to pull up in like an Audi or a
I was
Mercedes.
gonna say it's weird because I was thinking of the transporter. He drives an Audi, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's basically the same type of car a BMW is. It's just something about James Bond and the BMW that's just not right.
All right. So what he should pull up. Well, back in the '90s, a Cadillac wouldn't have looked good, but
Ooh,
like when our like the modern Cadillacs, like the Cadillacs now, how they look, or a Lincoln.
ooh, no, I think it's an old man's car. Come on now. Like, what kind of
But I
car?
mean, when you see somebody pull up and then they come out with a tux on, you're gonna be like, okay, this is a serious business guy.
But do I want James Bond to look like a businessman? That's the thing. I don't want James Bond to look
Well,
like a
that's that.
businessman.
He's a spy, so that's his portrayal.
Ah,
All his secret covers, he's a banker.
true.
So I'm not gonna be surprised if my banker pulls up in a Lincoln.
I would be disappointed though. First of all, you're not doing car chases in a Lincoln.
No, you're not. That's why he's driving a BMW. He's not gonna get nowhere if he's driving a Lincoln. The criminal will get away.
Oh wow. I don't know. I'm trying to think like what car would be cool enough.
A Porsche?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Porsche.
A Porsche. I mean, obviously Aston Martin.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, which is why they switched back to
the
Aston Martin.
Yes.
But yeah, no, like I think a Porsche would be a solid choice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say Porsche.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Porsche.
Mm-hmm.
That's my secondary car.
Okay.
Yeah, isn't that still a German? Yep.
I think so.
Yeah, it's German.
Okay.
So yeah, they could have went with Porsche.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love BMWs. I mean, they're solid cars. They're fun to drive. I love them.
Mm-hmm.
Just not for James Bond.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So in this scene, we talked about the car chase scene between him. He's in the original Aston Martin, and on the top, who's in the Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
So the Ferrari was rented. Which, why did you guys do that?
Oh wow.
And
She did a lot of spins in that Ferrari.
yes, she did. And apparently, Famke Jensen's her name. Famke. I think that's her name. I'm pronouncing her first name wrong. I apologize. She did a lot of her own driving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So a lot of spins and stuff. At one point, the Aston Martin and Ferrari collided. Not supposed to happen. They definitely had to fix that car because it was a rental. It cost them $80,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, why don't you guys just buy the Ferrari?
Yeah.
Didn't make any
It
sense.
would have been cheaper.
Yeah, just buy the Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
Dumb. Yeah. Oh, and I know the last time when we were talking about Casino Royale was some whether they were playing poker or baccarat.
Yes, they were playing Baccarat
That's
in this
playing baccarat
movie.
in this movie.
Yes. Yes. Yep, a light bulb came on.
Yep. I was
When
like,
I saw that.
I know
Okay.
I've seen this before.
Mm-hmm.
Do not understand what that game's about.
Yeah, no.
It makes no sense.
No.
They were winning with cards. I'm like, is that a 9?
Yeah.
What does this mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they only played 2 hands.
Do not understand that game. I'm not even sure if they were playing it right. But it was a good scene. I enjoyed that scene. I enjoy the banter between him and her.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. Basically, she's just like, your charm ain't gonna work on me
Right.
unless she wants it to because she's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Nitpicks.
Pick some nits. Pick some nits.
So I know we talk about this in every movie, superhero movie, and every Bond movie. But seriously, just shoot James. Just
Yeah, I don't know why they don't.
just why not? Then okay, so not only did you decide not to shoot him. Okay, Alec was a spy.
Yes.
So he know how they operate. He knows how they all have secret gadgets and toys and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And you worked with James.
He just took a watch.
Just, bruh, take all of his things.
Yeah.
Just, you leave him nothing but his socks.
Yeah.
Just, like, what are we doing?
You just having a shirt on and it's open.
Yeah, just
I'm taking your belt and you're taking your shoes off.
like, literally, just nothing. This dude will be in his drawers. Like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And then he's just like, why won't you just die? Because you keep leaving
right,
him
right,
alive.
right. You're not killing him.
You're not killing him. This doesn't make any sense.
Right. Take the gun.
Yeah.
Pew.
On the train. I'm like, okay, go ahead and kill him now.
Right.
Nope. When they had him captured, go ahead and kill him now.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Just, bruh, you could have got away with this.
Yeah. If you don't stop, Brian James, I'm going to kill her.
They're like, go ahead.
Go ahead.
She means nothing to me. And like, real talk, she meant nothing to him.
Right.
He just met her.
Yes.
Just,
yeah.
do you really think James doesn't care?
No.
Just come on now.
Literally just met her.
Yeah. Okay. Since we're talking about this train, how did Bond know where they were going? Because, okay, so you had the tank scene through the city. All right. Then at some point they get separated and lose.
Yeah.
How did he know they were going to that train at that point right there?
And he beat them there.
Yeah. How?
No.
Okay. Just didn't make any sense. Okay. Back to this train. I think a lot of my nitpicks might be about this train.
Mm-hmm.
So Alec leaves them. He escapes in his magical helicopter that was stored on the train.
Yes.
Why does he tell James how much time he has left? He says, I'm going to give you the same 6 minutes you gave me.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be better to let James think he has the full 6 minutes?
Yeah.
Right? Because now he's not rushing. Now I got 6 minutes. Now I'm going to not use this little baby laser in my watch to get a hole in the floor, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try another way to get out. And then you think you got time, but then you don't have time and you blow up because you only have 3 minutes and not 6.
Yes.
Just come on, dude. See, this is
well,
why
even before that, when they were tied to the helicopter.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just shoot him then?
Why not just shoot him? Why did you need to put him in a helicopter that's going to get hit by a missile?
Yes.
Like, why is this so elaborate?
I don't know.
Just kill him. Why didn't you just kill the girl?
That goes back to when we did Austin Powers. Place them on the slow moving, easy to escape mechanism.
Just seriously.
Yes. He had James like 4 different times.
4 different. It just didn't make any sense. And then, okay, so now they're in Cuba. When they finally get around to looking for this satellite, they can't find it. They're like, maybe we were wrong. It's not here. And then you shoot a missile at him. He wasn't going to find you. You were in a satellite underwater.
Yeah.
If you don't shoot at them, they don't know you're there.
Yeah.
You gave yourself away.
Mm-hmm.
Just, dudes. Come on now.
Yeah, they gave away their location.
Yeah. Just didn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now this final fall.
Yeah.
Dude gets dropped off the satellite observatory, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they did show his leg getting broken.
Yeah.
And, he was coughing up a little bit of blood or whatever.
Yeah.
But dude is straight up pancake.
Yes.
He does not survive that fall.
No, he does not.
And
he does not. If any survival, this dude is brain dead.
Just straight up. And I guess, they had him survive so they can drop a satellite on him? I'm like, why are you guys so mean?
Yeah.
He should have been dead already.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous. That dude should have been dead.
Yeah, he should have. Yeah, that fall alone kills him.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's, 100 feet?
It got to be more
50?
than that.
More than that?
I think it had to be more than that.
Yeah.
But either way.
I don't know, the average heights of dams. So we're probably shortchanging it. But if you just take the average height of a dam, he doesn't survive that.
He doesn't survive that fall.
Yeah.
Just, come on, you guys. I mean, credit for at least breaking his leg, but he should have been just all types of dead.
Yeah. That's just as bad as Black Widow falling off that building and landing on her feet.
Black Widow was just ridiculous because she didn't even get scratched in her movie.
Yeah.
Just seriously.
Yeah.
Just no scratches, no bruises, no nothing. Scarlett Johansson must have an amazing contract.
Yeah.
Just you will not mess up this face. Ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my last nitpick.
Okay. Your nitpicks was the same as mine. My number one thing was he could have just shot James Bond at any one of those times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This movie should have been about 25 minutes long.
Yeah. Missile to shoot at the helicopter you dropped them into, the explosion of the train. When you had them in there to detonate the Goldeneye, could have shot them right then and there.
Yeah.
Just you got all these good dudes with guns pointing the guns at him and her, and you like, you're gonna watch me put these codes in,
Yeah.
And Boris doing all this typing and hacking, and what's taking so long?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we got a Boris. I am invincible.
Yeah, invincible.
He wasn't.
No. What was that? Liquid hydrogen?
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny.
It was.
Because you were expecting him to get blown up when he was playing with the pen.
Yeah.
And they didn't do it. You're like, oh, okay. All right.
I remember when I very first watched this movie, and I kept on thinking, like, this dude is going to blow up like that dummy. Because he's just over there flicking the pen, and I was just like, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I'm not going to lie, like, watching it as a kid, because it was 1996, I started, like, practicing flipping pens and clicking buttons like that, because I just thought it was so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right, so let's give Goldeneye a rating.
All right.
I'm going to go with, I'll pay for that.
I'm putting it down as one of the best movies ever.
Ooh. You know what? I'm not mad at that at all. I mean, this is it for a movie that came out 25 years ago. It is a pretty solid movie. There's nothing about it I don't like. We didn't really talk about the theme song any.
Oh yeah, that was Tina Turner, right?
Yeah, it was Tina Turner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, you know what I remember? I know this movie like word for word.
I didn't.
I know this movie like word for word.
It brought back memories. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I remember him saying this. I'm like, okay, all right, yeah. But it's like, no, I did not remember this movie word for word.
Oh, I remember everything about.
Because you know what, I haven't seen it in so long. Some of the scenes, like when it started, I'm like, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
Then as it went on, I'm like, oh, okay, I know this scene. So it was just like, yeah, because like how the movie started, I was like, I don't remember how this started. Then when he ended up in the bathroom, that was a nitpick I wanted to bring up. Like, that was unnecessary.
Him punching a guy?
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking like, why didn't you just drop down to an empty stall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me, is this occupied?
Yeah, I'm like, bruh, like let the man do his business.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, just punch my dude off the toilet for no reason.
For no reason.
Yes, and then that goes to my next one-liner. What took you so long? I had to stop at the bathroom.
Yeah, so, yeah, just unnecessary. Like, James, you didn't have to punch this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's, yeah, I remember everything about this movie. Okay. All the one-liners I was saying out loud.
Okay.
Before the song came on. Dun-dum-dum-dum. Yeah, no, I mean, it is a great movie, so.
Yeah.
You said greatest movie ever?
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Okay.
That's where we're getting it, because honestly, it's probably in my top 5 James Bond movies.
You know what? I can see possibly Dan saying it, but I can see DJ saying it because Pierce Brosnan is his favorite James Bond, because that's what got him into James Bond. So I can see him saying it about this movie.
Yeah, I can see so too. Like, I watched this movie all the time as a kid.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
I did too.
And I'm like, even though I probably was one out of us seen the originals, because I watched it with Dad, and I really enjoyed those, but I did watch this movie all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I see with the originals, I would say I have seen all of them, but bits and pieces of all of them.
I've seen all of them, beginning to end.
I would say probably From Russia with Love, Goldfinger, and Thunderball is probably who I've seen from beginning to end more than once.
That's fine. Those are not bad movies to see from beginning to end. Yeah. The only movies I haven't seen is On Her Majesty's Secret Service. I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that either.
And The Living Daylights I haven't seen.
I haven't seen that either.
And I think I haven't seen them because our dad was like, he didn't like them.
Right.
And it's like, you're the only reason why I was watching these movies.
Right. So we only seen the movies that he had.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like, no, if he didn't like them, I'm like, okay, that movie sucks. And yeah.
Well, it is the 60th anniversary for James Bond, and they have all of the James Bond movies on Amazon Prime right now.
Yeah, they're all on Amazon Prime. So if you guys are unfamiliar with the franchise, I really suggest go. They are really good movies. You could probably skip the Roger Moore ones,
Yeah, they're kind of boring.
but like Doctor No,
Mm.
Goldfinger, I will give you Goldeneye. Tomorrow Never Dies.
Oh, I forgot about Diamonds Are Forever.
Diamonds. Oh, almost forgot about Diamonds
Yeah,
Are
I have seen
Forever.
that one more than once
Oh
too.
yeah, good movie. Diamonds Are
Yes.
Forever from Russia with Love.
Hmm.
Check out all the Sean Connery ones.
Yeah.
Just because we named like 5 of the 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check out all the Sean Connery.
Yeah, check them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
I think the only one we didn't name was Thunderball.
yes. Which I don't people. I remember liking it, but I guess the
That's
general.
the one with the shark, right?
Yeah, that's the one with the sharks. Is it
Right.
not good? I don't remember. It's
I
been a
don't
while since I've
remember.
seen it.
Yeah. But
Okay.
you know, like he was literally in the water with the shark. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, you should look up James Bond, the realistic stuff, what it was.
I remember him being really in the water with the
Yeah.
sharks. I remember reading that.
Yeah.
The other thing I don't believe you on.
I'm telling you.
I don't believe it. Just nope, that's not true. Okay. So that was our review of Goldeneye.
Goldeneye.
So if you guys haven't seen the movies, check it out. The James Bond is a great franchise that lasted for 60 years and is continuing on. So if you like this podcast, wherever you are listening or watching, please leave a like and a review. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can get more content like that. Until next time, people, peace out.
Oh.